Well, hello IBC family. I trust that you are doing well, and even if you're not, that you are depending fully on the Lord. I pray that you are encouraged in the Lord and that you are finding your joy and your peace because of His presence in your life. You know, we've been weekly seeking to encourage you, not just on the weekend, but throughout the week. But today I want to actually ask you a question for the sake of further reflection, personal reflection for you. And the question or questions is this: when you think about the church, when you think about your expectations of the church, when you think about what you hope to experience by coming together as a church, what comes to your mind? What are your hopes, your desires, your expectations when we come together or when we gather together as a church? You know, when we think about, in contrast to other sectors or other aspects of life, when you go to the grocery store, you have an expectation that when you walk in, there will be plenty of food to buy. When you go to the airport, you have the expectation that you're able to fly somewhere or be able to pick up someone that has just flown in. You have the expectation when you walk into a car dealership to find a car or some vehicle that suits your needs. You have the expectation that when you walk into your front door after a long day of work, that your kids are being responsible, they're loving each other, they're asking you, Dad, what can I do? Mom, what can I do to serve you? Actually, if that is your expectation, don't come to our house because it is somewhat chaotic, even though my wife is a rock star. But let me bring it back to the church. When you think about the church, what are your expectations? What are your hopes and desires for church to be like when we come together as a church family? And let me ask you a follow-up question to that. Do you think that your hopes or expectations of church align with God's hopes and expectations for His church? Maybe more specific is that I'm trying to get at, and this is the question I would like for you to reflect on further, is what are God's expectations for His church? The good news is Jesus has answers to these questions. In fact, He addresses this question. He addresses the question, what are God's expectations for His church? And this weekend, we are going to unpack that together. And so I look forward to kind of discovering God's expectations for His church, whether you're going to join with us in person or through live stream. I know that this weekend is going to be a rich time in which we get to hear very clearly what the church is supposed to be, as well as what the church is not supposed to be. This weekend we'll discover what God's desire or expectations are for His church, as well as contrast what can so easily infiltrate the church and lead it astray. So IBC family, I look forward to worshiping with you together this weekend, and I pray that until that time comes that you are able to reflect on this passage. And if you want to read the passage in advance, we are going to be discussing or unpacking Matthew chapter 21, verses 12 through 17. God bless you, IBC family. I trust and pray that until we come together this weekend, that you will be richly blessed in the Lord.